Heidi ho, scumbags and turd burglars. Cyberphonics Productions here, bringing you my Lee Sin Season 3 guide. This guide will encompass runes and masteries, build, skill order, and tips and tricks as well as jungling. So, first we'll go over runes and masteries. For runes, I take flat 80 reds, flat armor yellows, flat 80 blues, and quintessences. For masteries, as an assassin build Lee Sin, I take 2190, picking up cooldown reduction and physical damage modifiers in the offensive tree and additional health, regen, armor, and magic resist, and health in defense. Or if you're playing tank Lee Sin, say in the jungle, or your team doesn't have a tank and you're playing him tank in the top lane, pick up 9210, getting the cooldown reduction and armor pen in the offensive tree, as well as additional damage reduction, tenacity, and armor in the defensive tree. Now we'll go over skill order with Lee Sin. I recommend in the top lane maxing W, Q, and then E, picking up your R wherever you can. Maxing W gives you a high health shield, as well as 25% lifesteal at max rank, and it allows you to brawl with some top laners that you otherwise wouldn't be able to brawl with, or regen health when you're versing high poke tops such as Nidalee or Jace. In the jungle, I recommend maxing Q, W, and then E, because a lot of the times you will be jumping in with your W and then throwing your Q out and reactivating it to get to somebody. And so you're going to be using that as your main damage source. As also make sure you pick up your ult whenever you can. Alright, so now we'll go over the start build with Lee Sin, followed by his builds for assassin and tank. The start build for Lee Sin, if you're in the top lane, I would recommend boots 3 pots or cloth 5 pots, depending on how you intend to build that game or who you're versing. You can also go with a red pot and 3 pots, but that's a viable build as well, but it almost forces you to be aggressive early. In the jungle, it's very, very, very recommended to go machete and 5 pots, and make sure you're ganking early as Lee Sin, like level 2 ganks with red buff, and you should be getting a kill almost every time, because his early ganks are ridiculous. Or at least be forcing a flash or some summoner spell. With Lee Sin's build, as an assassin, I recommend getting Wriggle's Lantern or Bloodthirster first, and then getting your choice of defensive boots, followed by a Last Whisper, a Frozen Mallet, and a Warmogs or Guardian Angel. You can also pick up a Blade of the Ruined King to replace Wriggle's Lantern, and then get a Bloodthirster for your last slot, or vice versa. As a tank, I recommend running Wriggle's Lantern, Warmogs, Frozen Mallet, Maw of Malmortius, your choice of defensive boots, and a Randuin's Omen. I'm a very high advocate for the Wriggle's Lantern because it gives Lee Sin lifesteal and armor, as well as helps him clear waves and jungle, and it gives him that ward to jump to initiate or to get away, whatever you need be. Alright, some tips and tricks with Lee Sin. You can pull off some pretty impressive plays with say a Q-RQ combo. You can throw out your Q, kick them with your ultimate, and then follow up with the Q, and you're guaranteed to land back on them. Generally, if they don't have flash, you should get a kill. If they do have flash, you'll force the flash for the cost of your ultimate. But you could also follow up with a ward jump into an E, something like that. Or you can do a ward jump, or minion jump, or player jump into a QQ to initiate, and then flash and ult. Or WQ, E for the slow, walk in front, ult, and then reactivate your Q. I've done some of those before, but it's really trying on the 4 seconds or 5 seconds you have to reactivate your Q, and you may not have the energy for it. You can also do your Q-RQ combo to get away. You can throw your Q onto a low damage target, ult them over a wall, and then follow up with the Q into a ward jump or a flash, whatever you have. Or you can kick somebody out of tower range with it. So it's always important to keep a ward on Lee Sin in the early to mid game stages because of his incredible mobility with his W. It'll save you a lot of the time. If you don't have flash, your ward jump will save you from some pretty hairy situations or allow you to snag a kill that you wouldn't otherwise get. Alright, so this is pretty much my quick little Lee Sin guide. If you would like to see more guides from me, leave a comment below. Like, favorite, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to me. And I'll put up a Lee Sin commentary a little bit after this video goes up. But thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll catch you fine looking folks a little bit later.